In this lesson, we will learn about pointer record. First of all, we will learn about reverse lookup zone, then the function of pointer record. After that, we will perform hands-on lab, and finally, we sum up the lesson with the keynotes. As you may know, before creating pointer records, it is required to create a reverse lookup zone to store the pointer records. A reverse lookup zone requires to enter the subnet ID of the subnet that contains the IP addresses specified in a records. For example, in a network with multiple subnets, 10.0.0.0/24 and 10.1.0.0/24, there are two strategies to provide subnet ID. The first one is to create a zone for each subnet. So in this case, we create two zones. The first zone we provide the subnet ID is 10.0.0, and then we create the second zone and provide the subnet ID 10.1.0. And the second strategy is to create a zone for multiple subnets. So in this case, we just create one zone and we provide the subnet ID 10 dot and that's it. Let's now create two more A records. The first one is sales.itlifeskills.com. So in the name, we type in sales and we provide the IP address 10.10.0.101, and we want to create associated pointer records. So we check in this box and click Add Host. As you can see, we receive the warning message saying that the associated pointer record cannot be created, probably because the reference reverse lookup zone cannot be found. So just click OK. And then we create the second records for crm.itlifeskills.com, and we point to the same IP address, and we want to create the associated pointer records. So we check in this box and click Add Host, and we get the same warning message. So just click OK and click Done. As you can see, we have the reverse lookup zone here, but it is for the subnet 10.0.0, and the pointer records that we wanted to create is in the subnet 10.10.0. So to create the pointer records for sales and CSIM, we need to create a reverse lookup zone that includes the subnet 10.10.0. Let's check the reverse lookup zone for the subnet 10.0.0. As you can see, the pointer records for training.itlifeskills.com was created because it belongs to the subnet 10.0.0, and the pointer records for sales and CRM was not created because they belong to the subnet 10.10.0. So let's create the reverse lookup zone for that subnet. To do that, we click on New Zone and click Next. And here we just click Next. And we click Next and we choose to create IPv4 lookup zone. And we click Next. And here, to make it simple, we just type in 10 to create the reverse lookup zone for the entire 10 subnet. And then we click Next. And we click Next and click Finish. And that's it. We have just created the reverse lookup zone for the entire 10 subnet. This is the content of the pointer records for the hostname home.itlifeskills.com. As you can see, pointer records are used by DNS servers to resolve from one IP address to a fully qualified domain name. The A record or CNAME record of the fully qualified domain name, and in this case it is the home.itlifeskills.com, must be existed before creating its pointer record. The fully qualified domain name in the pointer records contains the IP address and the in address APRA domain. The in address APRA domain identifies the zone is a reverse lookup zone. Let's now create the pointer record for sales.itlifeskills.com from its A record. To do that, we need to click on the zone itlifeskills.com and open the A records for sales.itlifeskills.com. As you can see, this box is checked to create the pointer record. We need to uncheck that and click apply, and then recheck it again and click OK. Now let's get back to the reverse lookup zone and we refresh it. As you can see, the pointer record for sales.itlifeskills.com was created. Now let's create the pointer records for crm.itlifeskills.com directly from the reverse lookup zone. To do that, we need to right-click and select new pointer. Here we need to browse for the A record of crm.itlifeskills.com. As you can see, the host IP address was populated, so we just need to click OK, and that's it. To verify if a pointer record is functioning correctly, we just need to use the ping command using option subject A, and we provide the IP address and hit enter. As you can see, it resolving to chaining.itlifeskills.com, so it works. To understand how DNS servers resolve queries for pointer records from clients, let's perform the Wireshark capture on the DNS server. Here we need to click on Ethernet, and as you can see, we filter for only the DNS event. Now let's ping with the option A from the client, and these are the events that we can capture. As you can see, the client query the DNS server to ask for the pointer records of the host 100.0.0.10.in-address.apra, which means the client asks the DNS server for the fully qualified domain name of the host with the IP address 10.0.0.100, and the DNS server answers the client that the host has the fully qualified domain name is training.itlifeskills.com. This is the end of this lesson. Let's read the keynotes.